Welcome everybody. Can somebody comment right away? Because I don't know if the comments were working last time. So I want to make sure they're working. So if you're popping on here, can you please comment right away? I want to make sure they're working. So sorry to have been MIA. I was doing a sugar detox class on Wednesday, and it was really informative, and there was things that I didn't know. And not that I have been practicing my health and wellness side of myself. I kind of took that, put it aside for a little bit. I have recently been wanting to get more back into that side of myself, the health side and the fitness side. So I have started lifting weights again, and I had to do I had to humble myself, and we'll just talk a little bit as I shuffle here. I had to humble myself because I was lifting 3-pound weights, and I was just, kind of getting down on myself because I used to be able to lift, 30-pound dumbbells, no problem. And here I am starting out as a newbie again. It feels like it. So part of it does, part of it doesn't. And so here I am lifting 3-pound dumbbells when I know that, a part of me in my past, in a different old timeline, was lifting 30-pound dumbbells. So I kind of had to just humble myself, because it was just you had to start sometime. You had to start somewhere. So I'm going to shuffle cards. Tonight's topic is being in the moment. If you saw the video I posted last Friday, I'm probably going to reflect on that experience that I had. We're going to talk about that. I'll talk about my experience again. I'll talk about my opinion. We'll pull cards on that. We're going to draw some current events. I got a bunch of names, so I'm going to pull some names right away. We're also going to talk about how to cleanse your energy, because the energy for 2025, I think I started experiencing it around Christmas time. Just been constantly bombarded with, triggers, childhood triggers. I'm going to say your name is Ricky because it looks like a Ricky. Hello, keep watching. Childhood triggers and relationship triggers and, insecure, you name it. I just kept getting bombarded. And as I would, deal with it and heal from it and regulate my emotions for one trigger, Spirit was just okay, she's good. Let's give her some more. This is what she asked for. I don't know if this is what I asked for, but I did surrender, and this is my lifestyle. So, and it's all on purpose. It's all pain on purpose. So I'm probably going to pick 2 names because I'm feeling really generous. I did do a reading for a client, and it wasn't in real time. So she gave me permission. I wrote down some things, and then some things that were pertinent to her, the client's name, where she was born, what the client's name was. Hello, Cindy. And so then I actually did a reading, how I would normally do a live. I recorded it and I pulled all the cards, and it was interesting because I was able to kind of tap in a little bit deeper without having that conversation of asking, of getting connecting in real time with the client. And then the client and I got together in real time to discuss things. And so, I don't know, I felt I was able to kind of get deeper. So that is an option. All right, I'm going to pull 2 names. So some of these names are from the people that have commented on the videos, and some of these names are from, we had like a Galentine's Day thing a couple weeks back, or quite a few weeks back, last month. All right, so the first one is Stephanie McGinnis. This is no lie. You have a free reading. Brittany. You don't have a last name, but I remember who this is. So Brittany, you have a free reading. And just for fun, I'm going to pull one more. Because it's fun. It's fun. Tammy Nelson. So if you are on here, Brittany, Tammy, and Stephanie, you are all recipients of a free reading. So I will reach out after the after the live here and let you know that you won. All right. Another thing I want to promote, and I try to do this as much as possible, but I want to go a little bit deeper tonight before we actually start pulling cards. And I'm going to turn the heater off. Watch out, Lola. Okay. So I created this deck, and it's my oracle card deck called Words to Live By. It's done in anime style. There's actually 2 different card tops or card fronts. So like one is like yin and yang, one is crying and one is happy. I thought that was very important as an extra kind of divination for asking a little bit deeper questions, because if you get the happy card, you know, could that be something that you receive, you know? And if it's the sad card, could that be something that you need to release? So if you have the deck, that is not in the instructions, because I think that was kind of like after the fact that I had put that in there. I'm sorry, my throat is just really, really tickly tonight. All right. So, I got an injury years back and was forced to sit and do nothing. And while I was sitting and doing nothing, Spirit suggested that I pull cards out of the deck that I already had, and then journal on my interpretations of that. So that's exactly what I did. So, and then once I had them all done, I was like, okay, now what am I going to do with these? Like I have all this journaling and scripts that I have. What am I going to do with it? And then it was like, oh, you could do your own oracle card deck. So that's where this oracle card has been birthed. And I'm just gonna, it comes with a guidebook. It has 40 cards. They're all colored. And I'm just gonna kind of go through a couple of them. Positivity. This one's like Soul Cup. And I used an AI app. And this is when AI was just starting to explode. And I was on a budget. So I wanted to keep my expenses low. So I used Canva for the platform to design it, create it, to save everything. And then I used another AI app called StableCog to create the images. And some of them are, you know, the hands are a little wonky. Her eyes aren't too perfect with this one. This one actually is pretty good. But I wanted to leave the flaws because I wanted to represent that we're not perfect. And even AI is not perfect. And so I used AI so that I wouldn't have to pay an artist $300 for each image. So the theme is anime. But, you know, if you look at some of the hands and the faces on here, you know, looking back at it now, it's like, yeah, there's probably, you know, better updates, but I love it because it's my first deck and it's $25. So I just wanted to throw that out there. If you're looking for a gift for someone and you don't have to be spiritual to enjoy this deck, this is for any beginners because every card is easy to understand. It's easy to interpret. And it also comes with a guidebook. So if you just want to like browse, say, okay, today I'm just going to open up a random page or I got a number in my head, you can just use the guidebook as well. $25. I am going to start linking the links because you can get them on Etsy and they are on Marketplace. Or if you live locally, you can just reach out to me and I can get it to you. Okay, so we probably will pull cards on that deck, but we should probably do our energy. We're going to use this one, the Energy Oracle card deck tonight. And I'm going to do this how I normally would do a regular individualized reading. So I'm going to pull 5 cards right away. All right, but first of all, we need to find our energy. So I cleansed my space, I cleansed my energy, I asked for protection, and I ask the collective, I ask for your permission to present what the collective needs to be revealed to you tonight. So protect yourself as well, because we are all connected. We are, even though we are not in physical proximity, we are all connected and there's tons of energies out there. So protect yourself. And that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, but we're going to find our energy first. Oh, here, I'm going to use some essential oils. I'm going to put some on my palms just to get a little more smooth friction. Okay. So what I want you to do, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Feel your shoulders drop. Feet flat on the floor if you can. So rub your hands together. And we're going to make a ball of energy. And we're going to put something that no longer needs to serve us. So think of something, someone. Maybe it's something internal. Maybe it's something that you're doing or thinking that you want to put inside this energy bubble, and we're going to give it back to the universe, and they're going to recycle it and turn it into love. All right. Okay. So once you do that, like, find your ball of energy. Play with it a little bit. If you're just tuning in and this is the first time and you're like, what in the world is this lady doing? We're just kind of getting centered. We're tapping into our own energy. We're allowing some space within ourselves. is that strong tonight? I've been feeling kind of staticky lately. Just like, I don't know, just like my frequency's not quite right. Feels a little like, I don't know, just feels weird lately. Okay. All right, so get your thing that you want to give to the universe, give to God, Jesus, whatever your source is. Gaia. Ooh, there it is. Got a little stronger. All right. Put it in there. Put whatever is bothering you today or this week. Put it in there. Okay. Bring in your circle a little more. Kind of make like a metaphorical like ball of dough. Of emotional dough or whatever it is. And then we're just gonna like focus on giving it back to the universe. Encapsulate it in white light and give it to the universe, and the universe is going to do what it needs to do to bring it back as something that's helpful and as love, more loving. So just picture like it, like you're giving it away, giving it to the universe, giving it to God. And take another deep breath as you let it go. Ooh. All right. You can do that for panic attacks, anxiety attacks, calming down anytime before, if you're driving, if you need to drive somewhere and you have like driving phobias, or you can use it as a precursor to kind of prevent triggers. It can be used anytime you need to, get out of your head or to get centered. And that's another good way of cleansing your energy. Okay, so topic. We are going to pull cards on the topic of being in the moment. I'll tell you really quick. I have a hard time being in the moment. Friday, I had an experience. My partner and I were texting during lunch. I was home, he was working. And this is something we do all the time. And this particular week, we hadn't been texting. And so this particular day we were able to text again. And so as we were done texting, it was just a simple, how are you? Just to check in, what are you having for lunch? What are you going to eat? What are you going to do? Just a simple check-in. And as I got off, as I ended the conversation, it suddenly came to me that like, oh my God, like, for whatever reason, if my husband was not with me or not with me in this lifetime, or, we passed away or we weren't together or something different, whatever the circumstances is, he's not here experiencing this life with me, what would I be doing? And it just dawned on me how important it is to really embrace the little things and embrace being in the moment, because him and I were sharing a moment. It wasn't a huge moment, but it was a little moment, but it was our moment. Like there was nobody else involved in this text, and we were making a connection. It wasn't a big connection. It was a little connection. It was a routine connection. But in that very moment, it dawned on me, am I taking for granted these little moments, these little things, and how important they can be if we don't, and they could be gone. They could be gone in an instant, in a blink. And because I have a hard time really being in the moment. I don't know if it's something that something happened, it's a conditioning, if it's, you know, I'm always waiting for the shoe to drop, and I'm always guarded of like what happened in the past. And so I've been trying really, that's my thing this year, is to work on my physical vessel, get that, focus on that for healthiness, but also just being in the moment. And so when I had that little epiphany, it was really cool. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about more why that's important. All right. So the cards. So spirit team, spirits, God, universe, reveal information on the importance of being in the moment with 5 cards from this energy oracle card deck, and use me as a conduit to reveal this message to the collective and whatever other messages that may come forward for who's ever watching. Okay, I'm going to tap, and then 5 cards are going to come out. Okay. I think I have a lot to say about that card. All right. So we have the Sun card, number 1. It's interesting. We have the Garden and the Gate, number 30. We have Strategy, 21. And we have number 40. 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. I have had this card before, but I'll have to refresh my memory. And then all tied up, 23. So I'm just going to look over these cards. Allow Spirit to talk to me. Itchy for some reason. I'm really drawn to this first card, so I'm just going to start out with this one because this is the number 1. But there's a lot going on in this card. Like, okay, so we have the Sun, which is gold. She's sitting in what appears to be a bowl of water. To me, she looks like she's miniature and she's sitting in a bowl of water. There's also like a goldfish. There's a book in the tree over here. There's some lotus flowers. I think this is this is not a, what is the other thing? It's not a trumpet. It's the other instrument. Oh, there's paintbrushes. Ah, there's paintbrushes. And then a baby. Oh, okay. So right away, this card is just screaming so many things about being in the moment. There's a lot of moments going on here. So even when, so the message is like, one of the messages with this card is, even when there's a lot of chaos and a lot of stimulating activity going on in the moment that you are in, and you start to feel a little overwhelmed, or, oh, there's another butterfly. There's a butterfly up here too. And you start to feel overwhelmed about like where your focus should be, just ask your body. Ask your body, like, okay, so what, if I'm supposed to be in this moment and there's a lot going on, how should I direct my focus to one thing? If it gets that way. There's some people that can, you know, be in the moment when there's a lot going on. me, I have to focus on one thing. Like, for instance, if it's a wedding, I'll have to focus like just on people watching. And then when the music starts, then I will focus on like listening to the music and the words. So like this also tells me, this card is like there's a lot of the birth of new ideas. So when we can calm our nervous system down and sit still and be in that moment, we can give birth to a new idea, or we can give birth to a project, or even a perspective, or even an appreciation. Looking back to my experience on Friday, like I was able to have that moment because I've been practicing like being in the moment, and Spirit helped me that day because I was not thinking about that at all. I was just thinking about eating and what I was going to do next, you know? But like Spirit reminded me of that. And so like this is really allowing yourself to appreciate what the moment is, and allowing your body to help you, you know, navigate through being still if it is still. And sometimes maybe it's the opposite. Maybe being in the moment is getting more movement. I like that. Okay. When I get the kind of dude, that means I'm done. Okay, second card is the Garden and the Gate, number 30. All right, Spirit, what can this card tell us about being in the moment with this Garden and the Gate? So right away, for some reason, and I just listen. I listen and I speak to what I hear in my head. They're kind of telling me what this card is like. Being in the moment is being able to kind of finish what you've started before you move on to the next. Where's butterflies? There's butterflies in this one, and there's butterflies in this one. So that's what that kind of gate represents. Because you can't be on this side of the gate and this side of the gate at the same time. You're either on this side of the gate, and then you're walking through the gate, and then you are on the other side. So you have to like pick one thing. There's another butterfly. And this gal here, this feminine energy, I think she is like seriously embracing being in this moment, because it looks like she's got something to do. Like maybe picking more flowers because she's got a basket. But she's just, you know, appreciating this wonderful sight, this beautiful sight. And another thing that they're telling me is when we slow down, allow ourselves to be in the moment, that what maybe we saw before when we're doing things, the exact same thing that we're doing, but we're slowing down and we're really focusing on what we see and we're enjoying the moment, and we're just kind of like, okay, I'm observing what's different. We can see stuff that we normally wouldn't see. We can also have perspective because maybe we didn't see that before. Just like my experience on Friday, like we text all the time, but for some reason I appreciated it more because of what I realized you know, how important it is for that connection, to allow that connection. Hello, Sandy. Okay, the next card. And feel free, this is interactive, folks. So if you get something that I don't, I would love for you to comment. Sandy, we're talking about being in the moment. And the third card that I picked is the strategy card. 21. Well, I see a lot of stars. And the word on this is like journal log. There's a key up top. So for some reason, they're telling me, feel safe enough in the moment with yourself that you can own your own thoughts. Ooh, that is difficult. And I think there's so much influencing going around, and propagandas. Yeah, I said it. And there's so many like organizations and new organizations and, you know, older organizations, but everybody wants attention right now. And they want us to go their way, you come my way. So what we need for this card, this might not be about in the moment so much, but like I said, whatever message it is, Spirit's going to tell me what it is. You know, come up with your own strategy for owning your own thoughts and journal them. Journal what your values are, what you value in life. That is like, when you have to do this, it really bakes your noodle, because there are values that maybe you didn't realize you had, or there are values that you have that you're not practicing, or that you're not giving much time to, and they are important to you. So, like, I guess part of being in the moment is take a moment. This card is strategically take a moment to think about what you truly believe, where it sits in your body, and how that feels. And that will tell you how you feel about something. And not that it's untrue if it feels icky. It's just telling you that if you believe something, you know, different, you might feel a little bit better. I'm kind of getting philosophical with this because I don't really want to get political. But if you follow, I'll just say it, if you're following a lot of the crap that's on social media, on the regular news, and you're getting angry and you're getting anxiety and you're thinking about it before you go to bed, or you can't sleep, like, think about your thoughts. Because if we think about something long enough, we can kind of either talk ourselves into it or talk ourselves out of it. Okay. There's a silence. All right. So this one I'm going to read from the book because I'm curious what Metatron is all about. But this is the 6th chakra. So we've got the root, we've got the sacral, we've got the solar plex, we've got the heart, that's 4. We've got the throat, which is 5. And 6 is crown, right? Third eye. Crown is up here. Third eye. Okay. So this card is what I see, what it's telling me is when we can be in the moment, we can really tap in to our inner wisdom, and we can connect with spirit guides and our inner self and past versions of ourselves. That's what I don't talk about a lot, is how we can tap into past versions of ourselves. Because we look at past lives being like a past physical vessel, like another skin suit, or if we were a dog or a cat or an animal or an alien or a plant or a tree, you know. What we don't give enough appreciation is the actual, like, present past life, the past versions of this human vessel, of me, Tanya, the past version. We can tap into that and ask our past versions, why did I do this? What was going on at that time? Help me heal from this. Because that's our energy. But we can also tap into, like, you know, past life versions. We can tap into potential future timeline versions. That's interesting. Because it all boils down to, we still have free will. Everything changes. The second changes. That timeline a second from now can be totally revamped and changed by what's happening in this second. That's why it's really important to embrace the moment. Because what you think might happen in that next second might be totally changed. I'm going to read from the book for this one. My fingers work. Come on, fingers. Clarity of thought, personal vision. This very powerful Archangel Metatron brings brilliant indigo vibrations to your brow chakra, or the third eye, which is the center devoted to insight and clear thought. When this card appears, it indicates a much greater clarity in your thought process and an expanded perspective towards broader horizons. Some new perceptions are taking hold, and the clouds of confusion are clearing. In some ways, this could be a new beginning, a new birth. You're on your way to develop a deeper insight what's going on in your life and why. Now is the time to focus on your personal vision. What do you want your life to look like in the years ahead? Create a clear picture of that and support it with daily thoughts. The insight you need to create a vibrant life is available to you now. I am going to read the reversed just because it has extra meaning. I don't know can't remember if this was reversed or not, but I'm going to read it anyways. You may have been lost in confusion and had unclear or distorted thinking. But even if this state of mental chaos has been going on for quite some time, your lack of personal direction can be turned around. Take off the blinders and widen your perspective. Visualize the life you want to live and the person you want to be, and make that your intention. It's time to break out of the old toxic thought patterns, whether they be habits of worry, doubt, or self-criticism. It's also time to develop a clearer, healthier vision of how you perceive yourself and what you want your daily life to look like. Know that you are in charge of making it so. Meditate on Metatron's strong presence in your brow center and see a beautiful indigo light spinning there. Affirm that you are creating a new clarity and sense of direction. You have all the power you need to create a strong personal vision that will guide you on your path. Make that a priority now. Well, that makes a lot of sense, and it's the precursor It's the prelude to this card. 23, all tied up. Kind of going back to that chaos card. She's all tied up. Feels like she is being controlled by something outside of herself. But when I look at her eyes, I don't see that she's distressed. It almost looks like she's not fighting it. You know, like she's got a lot of going on. She can't do it all. But she's looking at it like, this is what it is. And I'm just gonna like surrender and know like the reins will be loosened up if I don't try to fight it. If I don't struggle. All tied up. What else can we say about in the moment? Well, I guess that is the message. When you feel like you're all tied up and there's just so much going on, like that's when you need to like be in the moment, pause, maybe reflect, take some deep breaths, and like ask yourself, what is going on right now in this moment that I can be grateful for? And is it just a change of my thought? How am I looking at something? Like maybe that's it. Like if I'm looking at this something, or I'm in this situation and it's not making me feel very helpful and I want to change the way I feel, change the way you look at it. Because like this is, okay, so when we look at her and she's all tied up, like the immediate thought could have been, oh, she's like a damsel in distress. But when I actually took the time and looked at her, she does not have a distressed look on her face. So like really pay attention to what you see, because somebody might not see it that way. And if you don't look at the whole picture and take the time to like observe and scan, like you might be missing the message. Oh, that's good. I'm going to read from the book for that one. And then we're going to pull a card from this deck as a closing. Okay. Oh yeah, we were going to talk about one more thing, weren't we? Cleansing. We'll pull a cleansing card and talk about that because I want to be done at 8. This card shows a woman tied up with vines around her wrists, body, and arms. Receiving this card represents a situation in your life where things seem to be severely stuck. A major drama may be going on around you, stopping you from moving forward, or it may be that some technicalities are blocking your way. Perhaps you're waiting for a contract to be signed or an agreement to be made. Whatever is holding things up, the restrictions may be feeling quite oppressive. If this isn't technically the case, what's tying you up is your own personal stuff. Look at your life and see how you can be your own jailer. Are you tying yourself up in some emotional angst or in a negative habit that you refuse to deal with? If so, it's time to cut the vines, make some serious changes now. You needn't live in your self-imposed jail any longer. I like that message. That's definitely a good message. Okay. I like those for being in the moment. And that was from the Energy Oracle card deck. It looks like this. Okay, so we're going to talk about now. We are going to talk about cleansing. Why it's very important to cleanse your energy and to set protection. There's a lot of different kinds of energies going on. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of corruption and control going on in the world. Be careful what you say, because words have power. So if you're going to say something, you know, make it with love and light. Don't say anything at all. Which goes with, you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. Really. That's why it's a thing. I learned this in Reiki. Learning Reiki. If you don't know what to say to someone in a conversation and you feel like you need to say something, or they look at you like they're waiting for you to say something, just say thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. A lot of people say, I don't know what to tell you, which, you know, it's kind of a crude thing to say, but let's just say thanks for sharing. Or, you know, if you could change that, how would that make you feel? If you could feel better, what would you do? If you could change the way you feel about that, what would you do? You know, put it, if they're asking you for, you know, if they're telling you and they're like, or ask them, are you venting or do you need a solution to a problem? And just by saying those things, they kind of either will like catch themselves going, oh, like I am just, you know, ranting. Hello, sister. But yeah, that's one of the things that you can ask them. Thank you for sharing, or what do you need from this conversation right now? You know? All right, we're going to pull a card. How to cleanse. Cleanse your energy. Create the bubble. Do the thing that we did. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can just ask. Command for protection. I always set protection before I go into work. Well, I take that back. I don't always do it, but I can definitely tell when I don't do it. So I really make it a point to remember to do it. That's what I meant to say. All right. So let's pull a card on here. Spirit, use me as a conduit and reveal something from the card deck that can be helpful for us to remember when we need to cleanse our energy, or we need to protect our energy bubble. Dove Spirit, be peace. Oh, look at that. Be peace. Be peace. Numbers 21. So like this dove has a crown and some jewelry on it and some sparkles on its wings. How could Dove Spirit? Oh, okay. So when I ask, it's like I asked in my head, you know, and it's kind of like, I don't know, what they showed me was like, just like kind of brush it off, like water off a duck's back, even though this is not a duck, but like the feathers are the same concept. Ducks have feathers, doves have feathers. What else can you tell us about protecting? Well, dove is like, when I think of the dove, when I think of the dove, it's kind of the bird that represents, because I'm thinking of like when Noah's Ark, when the dove brought the olive branch. And that meant to Noah that there was land. So how does that relate to protection? Oh, okay. So the divine has your back. Somebody's got you covered. So like the dove spirit, that's the message. So like God has your back. God's your protector. Ask your spirit guides. That's what they're there for. If you don't use them, they start to get kind of pissy, and they will remind you that you're supposed to be using them. That's their job. Their spirit guides, that's their job for you to ask them for things, and for them to help you protect your energy, and to guide you and lead you and answer your questions. So that's what it is for protection. Your spirit guides got your back. God's got your back. All right, I'm going to read from the book for that one. '21. I'm going to read the protection message. However disturbed the waters around you, however troubled the heart, Dove Spirit is there to remind you that peace without begins within you as... Wait a minute. Let me start over. Dove Spirit is there to remind you that peace without begins within as you reconnect with Spirit through practices that awaken you from spiritual amnesia. Your true nature is as a peaceful child of Spirit, but how easily you forget. You're being invited to sit in the cozy, safe nest of Spirit. Soon the waters will become still and you will feel peace again. Be compassionate with yourself at this time, for all of us can forget that peace is always at hand, always there, gifted to us by Spirit. Become the peace you wish to see in the world so you can reduce any suffering, performing acts of kindness and radiating love. Dove also reminds you that when you see inequity or someone harmed or in need, trust that you have the capacity to bring peace through smiling, sending love, speaking a kind word, and listening with compassionate heart. Do your part to be a peacemaker. Nourishing compassion, reminding others of the joy of harmonious coexistence so that they may embrace the dove spirit within themselves too. Oh, so like this is with like being in the moment. Like maybe somebody just needed that smile in that moment. So, or they just needed a hug in that moment, or they needed you to buy that coffee in that moment. That's what this card means more than protection. But it does, I like that. I like that protection message. You always have the power to generate peace within you. And the appearance of dove is a reminder that today and every day is a good day to meditate, to quiet any turbulence within you and embody tranquility. Oh, I like that. I like it. I like it. All right. I'm going to forewarn you, we have a full moon, and I believe it's coming with an eclipse next Friday. If I don't do a reading next week, I will probably save it and do a reading on a full moon reading. I haven't done one in a while. Or maybe I'll just do, I'll do two readings that week, next week. So I don't know, you'll have to just wait and see. All right. I don't think I have any other things to announce. Oh, I do. So I did mention in the Facebook post that for some reason Facebook is now limiting how long you can save your videos for, which means I have to upload a lot of videos to the YouTube page. So if you want to see past videos, they will keep them on here for 30 days. But after that, if you want to catch up on any other videos or looking for a specific topic of mine, you can go to Intuitive Minds Already Know on YouTube and scroll through, browse through the videos there. Yeah, what else? What else? There was one more thing I wanted to say. Oh, and then the decks. I will post the link where you can get the decks. There was something else. I don't remember. I don't recall. Oh, maybe if it comes to me. Oh, all right. So if you watch a video on here, you need to comment free reading, because I'm going to do another free reading at the end of March. So comment, if you comment free reading on the video, on this video, or any other video for that matter, because I will get the notifications in the month of March, your name will go in for a free reading at the end of March. And you can go on YouTube and watch videos there, because if you comment there, I will also get the notification. So you can comment on here, hello, John Back. You can comment on here, free reading, to get your name in the drawing, or you can go to YouTube and comment on there. Or there are a couple videos on TikTok. I need to make more videos on TikTok, but if you go to TikTok, there has been some videos. So if you comment on there, free reading, your name will also go in the drawing for a free reading on there as well. And I think they're on Instagram too. Just free reading, just comment free reading to get your name in. All right. Thank you for watching. Continuously, week after week, I keep bringing you more and more content. All right, folks, reach out for a reading, or just if you need someone to say hi, I'm there for you. Okay, good night, guys.